Welcome back. All of the info is at the end of the video and some tips and secrets. Hi Aquarius, welcome back. We are here to do your psychic update as well as any channel messages that come through. I've pulled the cards separately. We do have the paid and free subscription online, and that covers you for your star signs and your twin flame paths. So go through and have a look. Otherwise, let's get into your read. Now, we do have the psychic protection stone coming through, and you can feel a little bit nervous in the first week of April, but this can be really big. This can be a really brand new time to look at your structures, to look at what is there for you and what's not. And especially we do have, at the minute, we've still got transits going through your zodiac sign. You're still going to be looking at your responsibility. You're still going to be looking at, what you can do within your power to make things happen. Some of you can feel a little bit restricted, and it can feel almost that in order to get the things you need to do, you need to work 20 times harder. But the other benefit is you can be looking at the direct foundations and what's safe and what's not. And again, it can come down to our psychology. I'm going to read the gems. So it is black obsidian. Really great time to clear your houses. Really great time to look at home-related environments. And for you guys, especially relating to the eclipse, it will be your stability and structure. It can be, okay, am I safe? Do I have what I have? Am I wanting to save for a home? Are there changes happening within your environment? But how that directly impacts you and how it's changing you. Release negative thoughts. Maintain attention to the present moment, and that's always the best way to deal with triggers when they first come up. And again, with the new moon in Aries, triggers are going to be coming up. Increase situational awareness, improve responsible thoughts and actions. And the great thing is Saturn's transiting house. The hard thing is we have Venus retrograde in your 12th house, so as above as below. You're trying to get your equilibrium. Now, I do see moving into the month of April, you are going to be very focused on Taurian related energies. Your crystal, your card is saying such. This can be your approach to how you're feeling, where you emotionally feel safe. You could be working hard to get things done. There can be fights, there can be conflict. Can we move into those circumstances in a healthy way? Yes. In a communication sense, you're going to find Aries will inflame the things you do, what you think, how you feel. You can be at war with yourself. Once you slow down, and it won't be that you may be able to slow down, you may be able to see you are safe, and with logic, direct action, you can actually change the direct dynamic with communication. Red traffic lights, stop. We're in Mars. We're in Mars. How can we slow down so that we can get things done in a very practical, methodical way? I feel that you might feel a bit like a rat in a cage. I do feel that you just want to get a move on. You want to get things done. As we move towards the 12th, it can be a very beneficial time. Moreover, moving through the first 8 days can be very, very trigger-worthy. I do feel within your love life as well, there is a major shift. And your love life, for those of you that had dramas last month, moving into April, we're going to see around eclipse time, it could get a bit foggy too. But I do feel there is going to be a drastic change in the area of how you do things. I feel you're trying to work out how to appease everyone, okay? I also feel you need to A, come back to self, B, be in this present moment and understand you're safe, understand you can make choices for self. And by doing such, I feel you're going to be able to navigate this challenging situation more effectively. I feel your nerves can be high, and with the nerves being high, there's a lot at stake. That's how it feels. There's a lot at stake. There's a lot at, lot of balls in the air. How that's going to come about, there can be concerns. Also, at a collective level, if we are getting triggered by social media, to really filter what we do and don't watch, dissect what we're absorbing so we can contextualize it. Some of you could be doing something that, and this is a very interesting kind of message, and I did see this as a theme psychically coming through. If you're a female, you could be going into a niche market that is very different. You could be opening doors and looking at things from a very different perspective. So it may be a male-dominated energy situationship you're going into. It could be doing something outside the box, owning your own inner masculine as well as the feminine, and trying to find a balance between the both. And I think that's going to be the challenge this month, especially because we have a moon moving into Aries and then moving into Libra. So it's like opposites attract, seeing the polarity of both sides of the fence, but also within our own inner power, actually healing some circumstances and correcting them. And I really feel through communication is the key, but also through your thoughts and actions and belief in self is what is going to give that resolve for you. I do feel there can be changes, and it can be a very transparent conversation towards your contracts and connections this month. I also feel you may have a change of heart, and that's the problem at the moment with the eclipse. We're trying to set intentions. Usually it's better to move through these energies over dominate and dictate to these situations. Great time for launches, great time for problem solving with blasts from the past, and yes, blasts from the past are going to come back. So any of those things that were really grating on us that we weren't able to speak our truth, it is going to give us an opportunity to renew. But we will need to try things in a different way to get a better situation. Again, I still feel there can be a lot of paperwork associated with your career. There can be a lot that you're having to do. You may feel left and right in a mix. We have the Gemini energy coming through. There can be cramming. You can be cramming to try and get things done. I also feel you're feeling like you have to be the jack of all trades. Do you know everything? Will you be able to handle it? You could be triggered by what is said at work. You do need to be careful by people around you in the first 2 weeks. I also feel you're in two minds. I just get this feeling with the Gemini heads. It's like you're in two minds to do with your career. I'm hearing the bell, the last call, and it's like the last call. You're trying to at a personal level understand where your love is at. You're also trying to understand the deeper understandings. And I think as you step back from the fence and you don't digest as much of what everyone is saying, everyone is needing, it's then that you're going to hear your truth. I feel you could be pulled in two different directions. And this pulling in two different directions, we kind of feel split. Because we're seeing polarities on both sides of the fence that are relevant. But it's what your relevant choices are in the month of April that you're making, and based upon your belief systems, that is going to change the situation. I do feel a change of mind. I do feel a change in situation. I do feel you're wanting to create stability, safety within your love life, within your friendship groups. And I'm hearing the term you want it all, but you don't know how you're going to achieve that. I feel there's some guilt. There's almost guilt associated to, am I doing the right thing by individuals? Good old Saturn. I also feel as long as you feel at home in yourself, it will always be the right decision. But there can be something that pops off at home, something that changes surrounding home, family, environment, mother energy. A conversation with a love interest, changes happening. Having to cram things at a very small moment, and it's like you might need to address something very quickly I'm hearing. I don't feel by the time you get to May it's going to look the same, but I do feel these sudden things that are coming to you at left field is really going to test your skill. Can you pull things together? Can you self-master? Are you able to implement changes? Can you communicate effectively? Are you able to schedule your week to week? Some of this may be scheduling, getting things. It's almost like it feels like we didn't have a lot of energy last month and therefore we're having to fix these things this month. And so it feels like a pack of homework. Suddenly having to make these changes. Potentially some of you made those changes last month and now it's the implementation of such. I'm hearing the term total eclipse of the heart when it comes to love. This can be a breakthrough. This can be major plans. This can be a change that comes out of nowhere. But I do feel an old and new situation is going to come to a head. I also feel information you didn't know about is going to come to a head, and you're going to have to try the tried and true methods, but you're also going to have to try something new. Some of you I am seeing could have a surprise pregnancy, okay? And that's for those of you who, you know, are considering such. Be careful. I feel between now and May there could be like additions to the family. I feel there could be changes in who's living there, who's not. Some of you may have changed careers. One last card. Last message. Okay, you might need to pause. So what they're saying is take a pause. Make sure you know what you're getting into. Make sure that you know that you're safe. Make sure of the environment. Make sure of the decisions. I feel, because it's coming through so heavy and it's a lot of darkness. It's like you're really not clear on something. Don't go into things if you're not clear. Read the fine print. Look at the situations. Dig deeper. Communicate. Ask the pivotal questions. Read. You know, logically look at it, because if we go in where angels fed a trend, we may be regretful. I do feel overall there can be subject towards a car that comes up. There could be, you know, a transformation. Our daily routine can be changing. I also feel your wellness is set to change, and your emotions and your self-esteem is going to shift. And I feel it's almost you're communicating to people, this is what I'm needing. And I feel initially it might come through a bit choppy. I then feel from an emotional point of view, I understand where the stress levels are coming from. And once you can see that, I do feel you'll take direct action to do things to take yourself out of the darkness. I will see you during the week for the updates for the Twin Flame Path, as well as stay tuned for the last message. And I'll see you on Fridays. Bye. Yes, we do have our live every Fridays, and I will be updating for additional live sessions. If you do want the notifications and never want to miss a beat, please join a notification center on my website. That gives you 100% of the updates. We do have subscriptions open, so we do have the free and paid memberships. We have both clients covered for both the Twin Flame Path and your star signs. The star signs go in depth into business, astrology, love, romance, singles, couples, and more, as well as your wellness reports, which has you covered week by week. We've got the webinars open this month. Yes, we are having an eclipse, so come through. Don't miss out and be prepared. And I do have you covered through the month for your Twin Flame updates. Love to hear your feedback as to how this video related to you. See you on the other side.